feel?
76% of the American people, not Donald Trump, believe the border is broken.
But what about his language, Senator? Just that language,
When news broke of Senator Lindsey Graham's death, Americans immediately began reflecting on one of the most recognizable and controversial political careers in modern Republican history. Whether people admired him or strongly disagreed with him, few could deny the influence he had on American politics for more than 3 decades. One question quickly emerged. How did Lindsey Graham change so dramatically over the course of his career? For many Americans, the most striking part of Graham's political journey was the contrast between what he said about Donald Trump in 2015 and 2016 and how closely he later aligned himself with the former president. Before Trump entered the White House, Lindsey Graham was one of his toughest Republican critics. He publicly questioned Trump's temperament, leadership, and conservative credentials. Graham warned that Trump lacked the judgment needed to serve as commander-in-chief and argued that he would damage the Republican Party if elected. Those comments are still widely available today, and many people have revisited them since Graham's passing. Looking back, they paint a very different picture from the Lindsey Graham Americans came to know during Trump's presidency. As time passed, however, everything appeared to change. Following Trump's election victory, Graham gradually became one of his closest political allies in Washington. He defended many of Trump's policies, stood beside him during major political battles, and frequently appeared on television supporting the administration. That dramatic shift puzzled both supporters and critics. Many political analysts spent years trying to understand why Graham changed his position so dramatically. Some believed it reflected political survival within an increasingly pro-Trump Republican Party. Others argued that Graham simply concluded he could accomplish more by working alongside the president rather than opposing him. Whatever the reason, it became one of the defining stories of his political career. Even some people who disagreed with Graham acknowledged one thing. He remained one of the hardest-working members of the Senate until the very end. Just before his death, Graham had continued traveling internationally and remained deeply involved in national security and foreign policy discussions. His supporters pointed to that commitment as evidence that he never stopped working on issues he believed were important to America's role in the world. Throughout his Senate career, Graham developed a reputation as a leading voice on military affairs, international conflicts, and foreign relations. He frequently visited American troops overseas and met with foreign leaders during times of international crisis. Even critics often admitted that national security remained one of the issues he cared about most. Still, his relationship with Donald Trump continued to define public debate surrounding his legacy. Many Americans remembered the early Lindsey Graham, the senator who openly warned Republicans about Trump's leadership style. Others remembered the later Lindsey Graham, the senator who became one of Trump's most loyal allies. That contrast continues to generate debate even after his death. The larger question many observers asked was not simply why Graham changed, but what his political transformation revealed about the Republican Party itself. During the Trump era, numerous Republican leaders adjusted their positions as the party evolved. Lindsey Graham became one of the most visible examples of that shift. Supporters argued that he adapted to represent Republican voters more effectively. Critics believed he abandoned positions he once defended. Regardless of where people stood politically, few denied that his evolution reflected broader changes taking place within American politics. His death has also sparked discussions about the future of long-serving politicians in Washington. For decades, Lindsey Graham represented South Carolina in the Senate and became one of the chamber's most recognizable voices. But many Americans have increasingly questioned whether Washington needs a new generation of leaders capable of addressing today's political challenges from a fresh perspective. That debate extends beyond one political party. Many voters have expressed frustration with career politicians from both Republicans and Democrats, arguing that decades in office often lead to political gridlock rather than meaningful reform. Graham's passing has therefore become part of a larger national conversation about leadership, accountability, and political change. His career also demonstrated how complicated public service can be. Throughout more than 30 years in national politics, Graham experienced victories, defeats, praise, criticism, changing alliances, and constant public scrutiny. Every major decision he made was analyzed by supporters, opponents, journalists, and historians alike. Like many influential political figures, his legacy will likely remain the subject of debate for many years. Some Americans will remember him as a dedicated patriot who consistently supported the military and national defense. Others will remember him primarily for his evolving relationship with Donald Trump. Both perspectives have become part of the historical record. What cannot be denied is that Lindsey Graham played an important role during one of the most turbulent periods in modern American politics. His story reflects how quickly political landscapes can change and how public figures often face enormous pressure to adapt as their parties and their voters evolve. Now, following his death, Americans continue reflecting on the choices he made, the principles he defended, and the moments that defined his long career. Whether history ultimately judges those decisions favorably or critically will remain a matter of opinion. But one thing is certain: Lindsey Graham's political journey was anything but ordinary. From outspoken Trump critic to one of the former president's closest allies, from military officer to senior United States Senator, his career became one of the most discussed political transformations of the last decade. As the nation looks back on his life and legacy, the conversations surrounding Lindsey Graham are unlikely to end. Instead, they will continue shaping debates about leadership, political loyalty, and the future direction of American politics for years to come.